Hello, my name is Andrew Kinney. I'm a Social Security Disability Attorney at Hoglund Law Offices, headquartered in Roseville, Minnesota. I started helping people with their Social Security disability claims in 1992. I currently help over 500 people a year with their Social Security hearings. In this video, I want to help explain what your Social Security disability attorney and law firm needs to know from you. This information is general. If you need personalized legal advice, I advise that you contact an attorney for that. Hiring a Social Security disability attorney is an important decision. I mentioned in another video that you can apply without an attorney. You can even go through the whole process without an attorney. That's okay, but generally people want guidance, and this is what my whole career is helping people understand what the process is and helping them in particular with their Social Security hearing, talk to a judge. When you are trusting an attorney in a law firm, you need to coordinate with them. It can take sometimes 2 or more years from the application to a disability hearing. And so that long process means communication is extremely important. Your attorney needs to know how to contact you at all times. So if you change addresses or phone numbers, please make sure to let your attorney's office know those changes, because if they cannot get through, that will be a problem. Make sure you update your attorney's office about your treatment information. If you start seeing a new doctor, at least track it and then let your attorney's office know when you started treating at different locations. You don't necessarily need a spreadsheet, but a list somewhere where you can find it is helpful. Pay attention to your mail. Social Security does send forms during the course of a Social Security claim, and there are usually deadlines to respond to any of these things that you get. An example is an activities of daily living form. Social Security will want during the course of your application and reconsideration levels, they'll want to know how you're functioning day to day, and they need input directly from you. This information, best to work on it, and if you need help with a family member or a friend, you should get it. We encourage people to complete it themselves. Ultimately, with these activities of daily living forms, be direct, get to the point. More isn't better, but make sure to answer questions about how you're currently doing, not what you used to do. Are there hobbies that you like? Well, I used to, and then you can fill in the blank. I used to climb mountains. If you're not currently doing something, be clear about that. But in any event, if these forms don't go in, the first 2 levels will find a reason to not pay attention to your case and deny you, and that wastes a lot of time. So pay attention to your mail. And keep in mind that if you do change your address, your attorney's law firm will update Social Security on your new address, because you cannot rely on mail forwarding for Social Security letters, okay? Make sure to be available when your attorney's office needs to help you with an appeal. Appeals need to be done within a certain time frame. All the denials you get from application and reconsideration, and later the denial letters explain the timing for the appeal, but your attorneys should help you with an appeal, and we in our office generally appeal online. But we need to make an appointment, a time and a date to be able to schedule that so we can make sure it's done. And we track all appeals by computer. If something is delayed, it can affect your case. And at times, if we cannot get through to someone, we might need to appeal, because otherwise a case may be dismissed. We do not wish to have dismissals. No law firm does. So in other words, if there's an appointment with your law firm for an appeal, make sure to have good communication about that if there's a problem with that time and date. I mentioned earlier, and I'll restate this, make sure to keep track of your treatment. This includes physical therapy. It might even include PCA help that you're getting. Also, if you're getting county benefits, if your doctor is filling out forms to support that, keep track of that. And also vocational counseling. If you're getting help trying to get back to work from some agency, make sure you keep track of all those locations, because your attorney's office may very well want to order all of that. Workers' compensation information, personal injury cases, those are things where some records are generated that are not available anywhere else. In other words, it's good to keep track of things that might not be traditional medical treatment, because your attorney's office, and they'll let you know, may need this eventually, at least for the hearing. Um, Another thing that's sort of fundamental is your law office needs to understand, and ultimately your hearing attorney needs to understand why you can't work. It sounds kind of basic, but there may be a few reasons you can't work, different medical problems that keep you from working. Some may be major medical problems. Some may be problems that are related to dealing with pain, for instance, depression. It's important that you understand and can communicate to your attorney's office why you can't work. And then if you think about it, it's important to treat for those reasons, because if you do not have a diagnosis, Social Security will generally ignore a medical problem. You need to treat for all things that affect your ability to work. Trying to get better is the goal, and make sure to keep track of that treatment, and try to make your appointments whenever possible. Another thing to think about is when a hearing finally comes around, because Social Security schedules the Social Security hearings at the third level, make sure you let your attorney's firm and ultimately your hearing attorney know what you're worried about. I don't want my clients worrying about things such as what to wear if it's a phone hearing, things like that. There are a lot of times that worry can overwhelm you. I don't want people to be overwhelmed by things that actually aren't going to happen. So if you're worried about things with your upcoming hearing or about your Social Security claim in general, it's good to communicate that with your attorney or the attorney's law firm. That goes a long way for your mental health during this long process. If this video has been helpful, you can feel free to like us below. You can comment if you want videos on different topics. And again, if you have personal questions, don't put them in the comments. You can call our office, Hoglund Law Offices, at 651-628-4001. I hope this was helpful. Again, this is Attorney Andrew Kinney from Hoglund Law Offices. Take care.